People call it crazy. But if it is so bad, why does it keep working? You would think success would speak for itself. Instead, it offends people. They will joke, argue, mock, panic, anything but listen. And it makes you wonder, if something helps this many people, why do so many hate it? The answer isn't in the food, it is in us. Because once you start eating differently, you stop being like everyone else. And people don't hate the diet for what it is. They hate it for what it says about them. When you improve by eating only meat, it doesn't just challenge someone else's idea of food. It challenges their idea of reality. Because if everything they have been told is wrong, what else might be? People don't argue to find the truth. They argue to protect comfort. For decades, they have built an identity around being healthy. They've trusted labels, doctors, diet trends, and influencers. They have followed all the rules and still feel like crap. Then you show up, eating steak and salt, and you're fine. No superfoods, no green smoothies, no supplements lined up like trophies. Just results. That's not a nutrition argument anymore. That's an emotional threat. Because if you are right, it means that they have spent years doing everything wrong, and the system they trusted might be broken. And most people would rather stay sick than admit that they have been misled. They will defend the narrative because it is safer to believe in the lie that comforts them than the truth that changes them. That's why they laugh, why they mock, why they argue louder when the evidence gets clearer. You are not fighting their logic, you are threatening their identity. Humans in general hate outliers. We like to pretend we are independent thinkers, but we are pack animals at heart. We eat what the tribe eats, wear the same things that the tribe wears, and believe what the tribe believes. Because belonging feels safer than being right. That's why diet isn't just food, it's identity. Every lunch table, every family dinner, every cheat day, it's not really about the meal, it's about being part of the ritual. So when you suddenly start saying no, no to cake, no to the bun, no to the rules, you are not rejecting the food. You are rejecting the culture that came with it. That's when people take it personally. Because food isn't just calories, it's comfort, nostalgia, belonging. When you sit down with just a steak and everyone else has a plate full of everything, it exposes how much of their life runs on habit instead of hunger. You are not just eating differently, you are reminding them that they could too. And that's uncomfortable. Because the moment you stop playing by the tribe's rules, you stop giving them permission to ignore their own choices. So they call it extreme, or antisocial, or obsessive, not because they hate you, but because your existence threatens the peace treaty they made with being mediocre. Most people would rather fit in than feel better. It is a lot safer to complain about bloating than to explain why you are not having dessert. It is easier to joke about rabbit food than admit the system never made them healthy. So when you start changing, don't be surprised when the tribe pushes back. They are not rejecting your diet, they are defending their own belonging. Most people don't realize how many of their opinions are withdrawals in disguise. They think that they are defending logic, when really they are defending dopamine. The modern diet isn't food, it's stimulation. Every bite is engineered to hit reward centers. Sugar spikes, caffeine surges, seed oil highs. People live to eat. The carnivore diet teaches you to eat to live. And when you stop, when you strip it all down to meat, salt, and water, you break the cycle. Your body stops begging, your brain stops buzzing, the system resets. But when people see that, when they watch someone go without it and stay fine, even get better, it forces them to face their own dependency. I get it though. I'm addicted to nicotine. I know it's bad, but there's something about it that feels like control, like freedom, even when it clearly isn't. And that's how most people feel about their food. It's not just a habit, it's their whole identity. Just like I'm a smoker, they are sweet tooths, snackers, caffeine junkies. We all have our thing. But the difference is, mine doesn't come with a food pyramid telling me that it's healthy. It's quite the opposite, which is another topic for another day. But they would rather label your discipline as extreme than confront their own addiction. And deep down, they know it. Because when you take the drugs out of the diet, life starts to feel real again. Clear, quiet, stable, and that kind of freedom scares people. The carnivore diet isn't what people hate, it's the mirror that it holds up. Because when you strip away all the distractions and still function, when you eat simple and still thrive, it shows how fragile their routine really is. They spend years managing symptoms, chasing fixes, mixing powders into shakes, and you are just fine. No hacks, no drama, no crash. It makes people question what else they have overcomplicated. It's not that they think that you are wrong, it's that they know you might be right. And that's worse. Because if you are right, they have wasted years believing the lie. You become the evidence they don't want to see. People want you to stay tired with them, sick with them, balanced with them. Because if you leave that cycle, if you actually start to feel good, it exposes how much they have settled. Comfort loves company. So they joke about your food, they hope you will quit, they need you to fail, because your success makes their excuses harder to believe. But here's the truth. The moment you stop living like everyone else, you stop needing their approval. You stop being their mirror and start being your own. But still, none of this matters. You cannot argue someone out of denial, and you really don't have to. The carnivore diet doesn't need any defending. It just keeps working, quietly, consistently, without permission. You don't need to post before and afters or prove anything to anyone, because the truth doesn't panic. It just waits. Eventually, the same people who laughed start asking questions. The same ones who called it dangerous start trying it in secret. That's how it always goes. You don't win arguments, you just outlast them. And when they finally run out of excuses, they will call it a trend again, as if people getting healthy is just another phase. But trends will fade, results will not. So let them argue, let them joke, let them label it as too extreme. You don't have to say a word. Just keep eating, keep living, keep proving the point. But quietly, because truth doesn't need followers, it just needs time. They will keep calling it extreme, they will keep calling it unsustainable, but they will keep watching. They will notice you don't crash anymore, they will see you don't complain anymore, and they will wonder how something so simple keeps working when everything else keeps failing. That's the part they cannot explain, because results don't argue, they just stay. The carnivore diet works without needing applause, and eventually, even the ones who mocked it will have to face the truth. They hated it because it proved them wrong.